97.1 ticket text coming in. We've asked the question. Tigers are back at 500. Surging, yes, against some bad teams, but this is what good teams do. You got to beat the bad ones. Mm-hmm. And Cabrera's flying, Verlander's flying, and the team is all. Which one do you believe in most? Which one do you believe in least? Ticket text, no brainer. Believe in Miggy, don't believe in JV. That's from Jim in Birmingham. Gun to my head, I believe in Miggy, but I have no faith in the collective, the team as a whole. I won't believe in the Tigers until they play good teams again. If they're not hitting home runs, they're not winning games. Clayton, yet newsflash, that's the same for a lot of teams. What American League teams with a designated hitter are going to win a ton of games and not hit home runs in general?
Maybe the only one might be sometimes Kansas City.
Right. You got to hit home runs. You have a $200 million payroll. What the hell do you think you're going to do? Lay down bunts?
Well, that's what everybody wants them to do, because that'd be a disaster.
Believe in Cabrera most, team the least. That's from Brian. We can rely on Miggy, but JV is inevitably going to fall apart. I believe in Miggy. The guy hasn't swung and missed since last Wednesday. I believe in the team the least because of the back end of the rotation. You know, again, though, Mark Lowe gets himself in trouble, gets himself out. I would love to see Mark Lowe come up and just cruise consistently, effortlessly.
Mike, let's both you and I said the Tigers are number 3 as far as rebounding or staying there. Are we wrong on this? And let me introduce one other thing. In sports, when you're challenged, it usually sparks you. The manager, Brad Ausmus, has been challenged by me, you, sports fans, that he is not right for this job. This team has been challenged with, you know what? Break them up. We don't want you anymore. And you brought up the fact that they're not really liked. So when you look at Miguel Cabrera, and I understand Victor Martinez went off on people who were down on Miggy, but I don't think it was that many people. Verlander and the team, the one that's probably been challenged the most is the team, because a lot of people wanted the manager fired.
Right.
And one thing I question is, do players in there really care about him? Now, my point is this, that since the fact is that we've targeted that team and said, you guys are no good, could that and will it spark them to maybe do better than they normally would, because now they're being questioned? No, you're not that good.
Yeah, possibly.
But we both picked him last.
No,
at least likely.
Absolutely. But I think, look, more of it has to do with, first of all, you're casting your vote for Miggy, who has a track record.
Yes.
When healthy, he's a hell of a hitter. Now, he wasn't very good the first month of the year. I don't think that that's an unfair or inaccurate statement.
It is not.
Now he's earning his paycheck. He's fantastic.
And because of his track record, when he was going bad, I wasn't getting on the air and saying, Miggy's done, let's move on.
No,
because I believed in the guy.
But this is what they need if they're going to win games.
Yeah.
The Verlander thing, look, I actually think Verlander has done some of the things that many people believed he wouldn't or couldn't do. Become more of a pitcher. Get a little bit crafty here or there. He still has okay stuff, but he's done some of those things. The collective, the reason you're saying, for me, I'm saying, all right, I don't believe in the team. I don't trust the manager in a big spot. I don't trust the back end of that bullpen in a big spot. I'm sorry. I don't think K-Rod's getting by on 74-mile-an-hour eephus pitches and an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Not all year. I don't trust Mark Lowe. I don't trust that pen. So you got the back end of the pen and the manager. That's a problem. If you're not named Zimmerman or Verlander, you're a problem. I just think that's what it'll boil down to. The lineup is going to score runs. When they're going right, they're going to score. What have they scored? 5 runs or more 23 times this year, I think is the number. They'll score runs, but their pitching's no good. And I know you're a big, Anibal Sanchez guy, the 5 and fly. Yeah. So if you're Zimmerman or Verlander, you're going to give me a good start. Anibal can only go 5 innings, and Pelfrey and whatever else you put at the 5 spot stink. So those are the reasons I don't believe in the team. And look, people, maybe they do. Maybe you will slug your way to a division title. But I don't see it. Not with the pitching that's in this division.
It has improved. But, the other thing is there's younger players in this division. For instance, I look at Kansas City, not as just a good team, and I know they haven't taken, but they're athletic. You know what I'm saying? Chicago is different now than they were, even though I'm not quite the believer in them. Cleveland has pitching also.
Kansas City beat you with their defense. They beat you with the back end of their pen, and they're going to beat you on the base paths.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get you. Cleveland can roll out the best starting pitching in the division. And once Carrasco gets rolling and healthy, it might be one of the best rotations in the game, not named the New York Mets.
And 5-1 against you so far.
Right. So, yeah, no, look, I think the division's tough. I think you have your own weaknesses. It's hard for me to buy into the team. I'm not fully ready to go all in on Verlander, and thanks to the way your question was set up, I didn't have to. With Miggy, you can buy it because he's killing the baseball.
No, Verlander is right in the middle. I believe in him more than I do the team. Because, Mike, not only did he said, I'm going to do this. If a man is going to put his neck on the line, it means he knows something or he believes in something or he figured something out, even when it looked like to the rest of us he didn't know that. I respect him for that. So that's why I'm not going to say I believe in him the least. But, Miguel Cabrera, when you look at Justin Verlander and Cabrera, both have had great moments as baseball players. But if you ask me to believe in one a little bit more, it would be Cabrera.
Here's the other thing to take note of. All right, you got two more against Philly. Now, tonight it's Verlander versus Hellickson. All right, that should be a W. Tomorrow, you don't have the advantage on the mound. But again, the Phillies don't really score. Sanchez versus Aaron Nola. You go to the West Coast for 6 games against what I deem to be 2 bad baseball teams. I don't believe the Angels are any good and the Athletics are not any good, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you do your job on the West Coast and call it 4-2, take care of the Phillies the next couple of days, right? You're going to find yourselves 4 games over 500. You take on the Yankees, who suck. There you go, 5 games over. And then you set up a nice series with the White Sox. Maybe that series against the White Sox is what the listener needs to buy into this team or to actually care. Because it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's here at Comerica, and it's the White Sox, presumably who will still be in first place by that point. But the Tigers will have gone through, 20 games, 15 games, whatever it is, and played really good baseball, gotten themselves back. Now, you go into that series, you take care of business, I think people believe. You go in that series, you get kicked in the teeth, they won't. But I think that's probably what people are waiting for. Because you're right, it is hard to get excited beating the Phillies or beating the Rays or beating the Twins. I mean, do you realize the Twins are 11-33?
No, that is true.
That's amazing.
It is, but there has to be a little slice of excitement because of where this team was a week ago. That you were thinking
I agree.
They could fall off the earth.
Yes.
I don't care if they're, what's your favorite team, the Albany Braves or whatever it is?
The Albany Colony Yankees.
Those guys. Even if they beat them, there has to be some excitement because of where this team was threatening to go.
That's why I'm bringing it up, though. They're starting to do what people want them to do. And they're playing good ball. And I think they're going to continue to play good baseball and set up kind of a prove-it series for those first couple of days of June, where maybe that's where the collective fan base buys in or bails out.
Right.
But until then, I guess it's just not going to be something we're going to be able to discuss on the air.
I don't know if that was a factor or not.
Well, Brad, it kind of is. I mean, no offense, but, we have more success talking Russell Westbrook shirts.
There's nothing I can do about it.
No, you just keep doing what you're doing. You're fine.
It's clearly something that can't happen.
Can I bring up my fuzzy numbers? I think we need to do it because Sanchez is pitching tomorrow.
Do it. All right.
No. When do you want to do it, bro?
No. You promised at a certain time, and damn it, you're going to hit that timestamp.
I am going to do that.
Or else you can't sit in that chair.
Okay, then.
2:45, Terry's got fuzzy numbers on Anibal Sanchez. Why? Because he delivers on his timestamps, damn it. And up next, Terry's going to talk about parents punching officials. We'll get to it. 97.1.
But